Just a little flash warning, the brand new collection event for Apex is already out right now. Hardcore Battle Royale mode is already out right now. Control is gone. Make sure to go try it out. Let me know what you guys think. Many of you that watch my channel love to come on here and clown on the pros for being crybabies. And sometimes, but not all the time, it definitely is deserved. Sometimes I think the pros make a lot of sense and they have fair points. Sometimes I do think that they're overly complaining. But today I think they have every right to be upset with what's going on, and I see why they're mad. Plenty to dive into, plenty to discuss in today's video. Also some new content that's coming into the game that we're going to talk about later in the video. Just want to thank you guys for letting me kind of take the day off yesterday to myself, just kind of preparing for my daughter's 1-year birthday coming up. I got a 3-hour special stream tonight starting at 8 p.m. Eastern if you guys would like to tune in. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Almost at 100K. Gonna be crazy if we hit that soon. First thing that I wanted to mention here, you guys may have noticed here over the last couple of days that a lot of Apex pros and even coaches and even just pro teams in general have been really upset with Respawn themselves. We're making a lot of changes to the game that have really disrupt the scrims. It's really disrupt a lot of the tournaments that they have been playing. You know, a lot of these teams want to solidify the meta composition that they're going to be running with this LAN event coming up. They don't want to make any kind of changes. They don't want to change the way that they're playing. They've been practicing this way that they've been playing for so long. They were kind of promised by Respawn that they wouldn't be making any changes so that they can continue all of this stuff and continue the way that they are practicing. And then we saw all of the Horizon changes that happened, where you guys know that she could go up on the gravity lift and then none of her shots were accurate. That was coming from his Watson. We saw that a couple of days ago, but there was a lot more that was found out with legend changes. And then also Respawn had something to say about this in response to it, and then I went to the firing range and found out some stuff as well. So the strategic coach for TSM started it off a couple of days ago. You know, don't forget Horizon suddenly doesn't work through walls, and her passive got nerfed, and neither of these things were documented 2 weeks before the LAN event, and no one in the Pro League Discord wants to communicate with me about it. I think I made mention of this in a video a couple of days ago, but also saying, you know, he was kind of ticked off. No drastic legend changes though before LAN though, that right? That's kind of what they promised. But of course this stuff has happened. But it's not just Horizon that has been changed. And yes, there's not as many pro teams running the Horizon composition for this LAN, but there are some, and definitely is noteworthy. But there was also more changes. Like I said, Seven from NRG, the analyst over there, also said, we also found out not long after that there was an update to Seer. You guys may have saw this clip, but you can obviously hear Seer's heat seeker now go off. Now there was an audio before, but it wasn't very loud, but now this one is very loud. And just in case you haven't seen the clip already, here's a look at the clip. Roll it. You can now hear that it is pretty loud, and honestly it's quite a nerf, but we already knew that this legend was getting nerfed. We knew that Horizon was getting nerfed, and all of these nerfs are not even bad. I'm not saying that I'm upset with the nerfs, but they weren't supposed to happen until season 16. But they let these things go in. They took forever to fix it. We also saw some changes where the Horizon ult, as you could see from Raven's frustrations, apparently was not sucking people through Gibby tacticals, and then also just walls that were on the map. It wasn't sucking them through it, or it wasn't like slowing them down whatsoever. They had free range of motion. They could go full speed even though that they were in the radius of this thing. Seven also said that they nerfed her ult in other ways, but since no one has announced it, I can't talk about it yet. Sweet is watching me. So like there were some crazy changes to legends that I don't understand how they just let this stuff slip through, even though it wasn't supposed to come yet. And they've had this stuff out for weeks now, and a lot of the pro players are using the compositions that they were preparing for LAN, and a lot of these things still have not even been fixed yet. So a lot of their scrims are kind of scuffed. A lot of the compositions that they're running have kind of changed, and there's really nothing that they can do about it because Respawn has still not really acknowledged a lot of these changes. Well, they did acknowledge some just yesterday. They said, we are rolling out a quick Apex patch here. Legends should now start with the correct number of charges for their tactical and battle royale. The firing range Easter egg has been activated again. Eliminating Wraith by headshot no longer causes incorrect particle effects. And then also the Horizon tactical changes have been reverted. They actually made an announcement about a week ago about the Horizon changes being reverted. So people were wondering what the heck's going on. Have you now reverted it back to when it was scuffed again with this new nerf? And Respawn said to clarify, the Horizon tactical changes reverted refers to putting in a proper fix instead of the back-end version that we shipped last week. Players should see no change. So I went into the firing range and did some testing myself. And as you can see with a side-by-side comparison video from Seven's video of showing the Horizon Ultimate through the wall, the Watson on the other team has free range of motion and able to go full speed throughout this. However, as you can see from my video, they did seem to fix it where the Gibby is now being slowed through the wall, and it doesn't look like that is happening anymore. But a lot of these teams have already landed in London, and they're actually playing this tournament next week. So for the last 2 weeks, their scrims and online tournaments have all been with these nerfs and changes that were not mentioned. But now all of a sudden, right before the event, they're now changing. I'm a little confused as to how Respawn fumbled the bag so hard that they accidentally released release some nerfs to legends that should not have gotten them yet. And on top of that, I'm not sure if they fixed this one yet, but there's currently a bug in the game right now for you Revenant players where if you go into your totem and you make a push and you get knocked, sometimes it doesn't send you back to the totem alive, but it actually sends you back as a knocked player. People are wondering, is this a bug or is this a new change that they also made to Revenant that is a little bit of a nerf? So instead of getting sent back as an alive player able to heal and reset, you would get knocked as the totem, but instead of going down as a death box and having to get recovered and revived, you would get sent to the death totem and they could still revive you there. I could see how this would be a bug or a nerf as well. They both make sense, but regardless, I just don't see how all of this stuff slipped through and has not been fixed like immediately. It took like 2 weeks for a lot of this stuff to get changed, and I'm not even sure if all of it got fixed. They've only seemed to confirm the Horizon ones. So I know the pro players catch a lot of flack, and a lot of times people complain at them because they like to complain about things in the game too much. But to me, this has just been a really poor performance on the Apex Legends dev team to allow all this stuff to happen and not get immediately hot fixed. So I gotta be honest, I think I understand the frustrations. Now, speaking of frustrations, when it comes to the casual player base, honestly, over the last couple of months, Apex has not been looking so hot. We knew over the last couple of weeks, though, we found out a lot of information about the future of the game. The casual player base seems to be somewhat excited, but still somewhat skeptical. With brand new events popping up, but also some events that seem like absolute money grabs, the casual player base has been pretty upset with EA with their money hungry ways, but pretty happy about all the new game modes that we have to look forward to. With Apex Season 15 receiving 3 collection events and 2 of them already being passed, we're about to enter into a brand new collection event in which the fans have been pretty upset about the way of optimization between EA and its player base, presumably charging $160 for this recolored Peacekeeper skin that had a lot of fans upset. Well, don't get used to collection events going away, because we not only have the anniversary collection event, I believe, coming in this new update for the Season 16 event, we also have another Season 16 collection event that iLoot Games decided to leak, saying Season 16 leak. I might as well leak some more info about Season 16. Collection event number 3, Sun Squad collection event, is going to be on the March 28th. This season is going to be absolutely packed. Saying also this is a collection event, a correction. I forgot that the anniversary event to start the season is actually just marked as an event and not even a collection event. And also indicating that this Heatwave LTM will be the LTM associated with this event. This is more collection events than what we've ever seen in this game, and kind of why I got a little jealous when I read this article about the Apex Legends mobile developers talking about monetization. Take a look at this. Imagine if EA was taking this approach as well. Saying on this subject, Hoff has clearly a philosophy in mind. I come from a mental model of this: if you make a really great game, then you'll allow your players to reward you with their money. And that's the way that it should be. The same thing with content. Allow the fans to reward you if you're making good enough content and you're making them happy. Don't make the player base feel like you're trying to drain them with every last dime that they have. And before you say it's a free-to-play game, the fans shouldn't feel that way. Well, try telling that to the 28,000 dislikes that are on the recent collection event trailer and over the 40,000, 50,000 dislikes on the Winter Express collection event trailer. Apex Legends collection event trailers have been ratioed back-to-back times, and it's because the fans are sick of all the obvious money hungry behaviors that we're seeing. This is not just 1 or 2 Twitter warlords complaining about this. The mobile scene also continued by saying our monetization philosophy is that everything is free. So if you're going to buy stuff, you're only doing it because you enjoy the cosmetics of the game and you want to change the way that you look. There's nothing that players can't unlock for free eventually. So our philosophy is make a really great game, then let's make really cool content that players want to purchase and not be forced to purchase. If a player wants to buy an heirloom, they should be able to click on the heirloom and click buy. They should not be forced to buy every single collection event, legendary and epic item skin that is in that event in order to get the heirloom. They're being forced to buy other things so that they can get the one thing that they do want. I don't know. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say down in the comment section below about all the topics in today's video. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new over here. As always, I want to stay up to date, all things Apex Legends related, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later, Gators.